How you doing, everyone? And welcome to this episode of the Isaac Hayes Show, talking about life, talking about liberty, and yes, talking about the pursuit of happiness and showing everyone in the world that Cajuns do have intelligence. Hope everyone is having a great day. This is the day that the Lord has made. You should rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am still surviving the blizzard of Louisiana in 2025. We still got snow on the ground. Okay, and look, this ain't supposed to happen in Louisiana. I did a TikTok video the other day saying I don't think I can get used to this. It snowed on Tuesday, all day Wednesday, all day Thursday, and we finally got some snow melting today. And I can finally see my ground, but it's soaked. And look, you guys up in the north, I don't know how you do it. You know, my good friend Scott Ford on his episode yesterday talked about negative 18 degree weather. Hey, look, God help you. I think I would have to move. The first time I walk outside with my cup of coffee, I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna do this. Dr. Mike and Mike Calderese, how do you do it? Kelly, how do you do it? My good friend Nate Savage used to have a show on YouTube. How do you do it up there, man? I don't understand. New Jersey, Indiana, Illinois, all you people, us people in Alabama. We like Armageddon, Alabama, Louisiana, Texas. We're not used to this. I saw a video earlier today, too, of a lady. She said, look, I don't know. She said, up north, your weather is crazy, and it escaped. You'll need to come back and get it. So I can't wait for the snow to finally melt, the ground to finally dry, and I can get back to work. I'm going back to work. I'm back at work today. But, yeah, I'm just man, this weather is just crazy, and I'm not looking forward to it. There's some people that are saying February 6th, there's going to be another one. I'm like, oh no, global warming's going to hit us again. I'm just, this cold weather, man. I don't know. If it snows again, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm dead honest. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to go, I'm going to have to move up in Alaska or something, because somebody took a picture today. Alaska, I think, is bright and shiny. It's all, there's no snow or somewhere in Alaska. But here in Louisiana, Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, and all, we got snow. And look, this is climate change, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. This is climate change. You might be thinking, Isaac, you believe in climate change all of a sudden? No. I don't believe in climate change. Not the way they think. And look, I had to explain this to one of my relatives yesterday. They were like, I'm watching all these movies of climate change. Everything they're saying is true. Well, of course, the climate changes. The climate changes 4 times a year. It's called winter, summer, winter, spring, summer, and then fall. That's climate change. That's the climate change I believe in. Now, it's going to get cold. It's going to get cold once in a while. Louisiana's going to have freezes. Louisiana's going to have cold spells. And look, in my life, it hasn't been this bad, but I think this is like the third snow that I've experienced. Now, every other snow we've experienced has been, oh, look at the trickles. And look, it's snow and you walk in, it's ice. No, this time it was snow. So that's the first time I ever seen that. But as for a light snowstorm, yeah, we caught that ever so often here in Louisiana. But yeah, like I said, it is climate change. We saw the climate change right in front of our eyes. It was hot. We were wearing shorts the one day. The next, we had to wear all heavy coats. So Louisiana, it goes through the 4 seasons in one day sometime. That's how it is. So, all right, if you can, please like and subscribe to the show. Everybody in the chat, welcome. I would not be here without you guys. Thank you, as always. We need to get these numbers up, guys. I've been seeing my numbers slacking a little bit. So, also want to go ahead and make an announcement. I have the link and everything, the new link in the description. We have a new website, and it is Prime. Let me go ahead and pull it up, because I know if I don't, he's gonna get on me. But Primetime Media Podcast Network. My good friend Kelby Dago from the Kelby and Joe Show decided to go ahead and make him make a media company. And he asked me, hey, would you be part of it? Would you allow us to put your show on there? I was like, yeah, sure. Let's go ahead and do it. And I'm going to be helping with the little bit of the company that he's trying to put together. And he's doing a good job at it already. He already has put both feet in, and he got us a website together, and that's primetimemediala.com. And you go ahead and type in the Isaac Hayes Show, and you'll be able to see the Isaac Hayes show, all the shows, they asked me to go ahead and write articles for them also in there. So we're building this media company from the ground up, and I'm proud to be part of it. I'm glad to be helping Kelby out in that way. But go ahead and check out the Kelby and Joe show. Also, his new show, Kelby Talks, is talking about business and things like that. But we are now part of the Primetime Media Podcast Network. Now, all our friends from Dead Red Media, we are still part of you guys. We are still we still collaborating with you guys, and we love you guys, and we're gonna sponsor. We're not sponsor. We're going to go, Dr. Mike's ears probably got up. Sponsor, what? We're going to go ahead and still be part of you guys. So a lot of people think, oh, no, this means that. No, that don't mean that. No, we're going to still be part of Two Mics Live and the collaboration, I guess I hope I said it right, with like Amber May and all these guys, Jeff Ahern. We're still going to go ahead and promote you guys. But we're also going to be promoting Primetime Media in Louisiana, Primetime Media Podcast Network. If you have any questions on it, you can always email me at thecajunconservative5@gmail.com, or you can go check out the website and get in contact with us. But glad to help out with that and be part of Primetime Media. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. It's good. Like I told Kelvin, there's a lot of things I want to do I didn't know how to do, like a website and stuff like that. And Kelvin knows how to do it. Kelvin has a degree in marketing. So let's pray. Like I said, I always said I wanted to go ahead and do this full time. So maybe this might be the avenue. Maybe in a year I might be doing this full time. I might be doing an episode every day. I might be like the great Dr. Mike, doing a show every day live, so I can talk to the chat and I can interact with you guys. I love doing that. I learn how to space everything out and do all the stories while looking at the chat. So let's see if that happens one day. Y'all keep us in prayer. Also, you can hit the subscribe button at the bottom. That helps me out more than you know, guys. You can always do that as well. But we're on several platforms. So wherever you're listening at, thank you. And please hit the subscribe button. It helps out more than you know. All right, let's go ahead and get going. I know Donald Trump had an interview, or it was a pre-recorded interview with Sean Hannity last night. I saw half of it, and what I saw was very interesting. I got there when they were talking about Biden left Trump a mess and all this stuff. They mentioned Ukraine. They mentioned taxes and all. It was tariffs. They mentioned all kind of stuff. I didn't watch the full interview, so what I'm gonna probably go back and watch it, and if nothing major happens over the weekend, I might go ahead and break down Donald Trump's interview with Sean Hannity. And those type of interviews are always interesting because Sean Hannity's a good. He don't call himself a journalist, but he does have some journalist instinct in him. But Sean Hannity does ask some straightforward questions. Now, and he's a big Trump supporter. He's not ashamed to deny that. I have a lot of people that watch that will say, well, CNN's honest. No, CNN's biased just like Fox News. Okay, look, the thing of it is, most Republicans and most conservatives will not call it out. Okay, I'll call it out. Fox News is leaning more conservative than CNN or anybody else. I'll say CNN is leaning more left, and of course people are like, oh, that's not true. CNN and MSNBC, they're honest. No, they're not honest. If they have somebody they like, they give them softball questions. We've seen that with Kamala Harris. This is why Kamala Harris felt uneasy with Brett Baer. That's why she didn't give him an hour-long interview. She scheduled an hour-long interview, but she did not give him an hour-long interview, maybe 25 minutes tops. But Sean Hannity does ask Trump some good questions, and I want to before I react to it, I do want to watch the whole thing. And again, on Monday, if nothing major happens, we will go ahead and break down that. But yeah, you go watch it too. Like I said, what I saw a little bit last night was pretty interesting. But there was another news article that came out a few minutes before that interview, and I saw it, and I was just like, wow, this is amazing. We've been talking about Ukraine now for the last couple of years. And every time I talk about Ukraine, I talk about how we wastefully spent money on Ukraine in a war that we should not have been involved with. Okay, I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't feel sorry for the Ukrainian people. I do. I feel sorry for the Russian people. The Russian people live under the thumb of Vladimir Putin. He is a dictator. He is one that wants to restore the Soviet Union. This is all proven fact. And him going into Ukraine, well, that was probably one part of it. He wants to restore the old Soviet Union, but he also wants the resources that Ukraine has. And I understand President Biden, when he got involved with this, that was his concern. The uranium and some other things that can make Russia really boom. But there's this whole war of sending billions and billions of dollars and no trace of it. We don't know where it went to. And we find out that Zelenskyy is living on a yacht and living in a mansion. It bothers me. And you had every so often Zelenskyy comment to Biden and saying, Biden, give us some money. What was Biden hiding? Again, we asked the question. His whole family was involved with Ukraine. Hunter, his two brothers, his sister-in-law, all his family was involved in Ukraine for some way. And every time Zelenskyy would say, hey, I need cash, Biden would jump up. What was Biden trying to hide? Now, his family's fine. His family has a pre-indictment pardon, meaning what any crime they've done from January of 2014 to the day of the inauguration, they're fine. They apparently they can't get touched for crimes they may have committed. We don't even know if they committed. They haven't been charged. But if a DA or if a prosecutor or a special prosecutor will come and say, look, we're going to go ahead and charge them, all of a sudden they can't get charged because they may have done something. These pre-indictment pardons are they're wrong. And again, on this pre-indictment pardons, remember when before Trump got out of office the last time in 2020 or 2021, people were wondering, will Biden will Trump pardon his family? Will he give them pre-indictment pardons for things they've done? And Trump didn't do it, but Biden did. And now the same people that were criticizing Trump for doing it, all of a sudden they're praising Biden for doing it. The View just thinking about it, Anna Navarro, you need to pardon your people. You need to pardon your people. She probably was one when Trump was getting out of office. He's going to try to pardon himself, and that's wrong. That's unconstitutional. He shouldn't do that. But anyway, going back to Zelenskyy, I know I was chasing a rabbit there, but there's something in Ukraine. There's something in Ukraine, and Zelenskyy knew about it. But Zelenskyy did his investigation, and he had something on Biden. That's the only reason why Biden would continue to send money like that. Either that, or he's a fool, and that's not a hard argument either. But Zelenskyy went ahead and kept asking for money from Biden, and Biden just kept giving him money. But now he has a new sheriff in town that he has to face with. He has a new leader. And look, our leader is doing a good job. We have somebody that's running the country now. What he has done over the last several days since he's been inaugurated on Monday, which was 4 days ago, his numbers are outstanding. The Border Patrol is rounding up people. We're going to talk about this in a little while. We have soldiers at the border that's stopping these migrants from coming in. The numbers are down. That's one incident. Signing executive orders to end DEI and to pardon people that were unjustly imprisoned. And look, he's starting to work on the economy. The things he has done for the last several days is outstanding. He's hitting the ground running. He knows what he needs to do. We have a leader in town. We have a leader leading our country now. We don't have a guy that likes ice cream. Yes, he has a Diet Coke button, but at least when he hits the Diet Coke button, he's in the office and he's thinking. Biden had to go out to get his ice cream, his $40 a gallon ice cream. But anyway, going back to Zelenskyy, I know I'm chasing rabbits. It bothers me when I talk about Zelenskyy and Ukraine. There's something there. There's something that Biden did. We don't know what. We don't know what the consequences will be. But again, we have a new sheriff in town, and President Biden said Thursday that Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy is ready to negotiate a deal to end the war with Russia, adding that Russia's President Vladimir Putin would like to meet soon. Trump spoke to reporters after signing multiple executive orders on Thursday afternoon in the Oval Office when a reporter asked if Zelenskyy told him if he was ready to negotiate a solution to the war with Russia. Trump provided confirmation. Yes, he is ready to negotiate a deal. He would like to stop this, Trump said. He's somebody that lost a lot of soldiers, and so did Russia. Russia lost more soldiers. They lost 800,000. Would you say that's a lot? I'll say it's a lot. He also was asked if sanctions on Russia would force Putin to negotiate. Trump said, I don't know. I don't think he should. I think he should make a deal. Trump said. Then they also talk about Xi Jinping and his influence with the war in Russia. Trump noted Russia supplies China with a lot of energy and a lot of pays the farmer a lot of money. I think they have a lot of power over Russia, so I think Russia should want to make a deal. Trump said, from what I hear, Putin would like to see me and we'll meet as soon as we can. So Trump is being a leader. Okay. You never heard Biden talk about, hey, let's meet and I'll meet with Zelenskyy. Biden always said, I will meet with Zelenskyy. But Biden never said he will meet with Vladimir Putin. Never. Not to my recollection. And I could be wrong. They could have seen, Biden maybe have said, well, they in the war, but you never heard of Zelenskyy or Biden wanting to meet with Putin. And to my recollection and my knowledge. But you have Donald Trump saying, yeah, I'll meet with them to talk about a peace solution in Ukraine. And now all of a sudden, Zelenskyy is ready to make a deal. Why? Because I think Zelenskyy realized something. His money train has run out. You remember before Trump took office, you had Zelenskyy and Biden urging Donald Trump, please continue the war effort. Please continue the war effort. Please continue the war effort. Please give us money when we ask you. And Donald Trump saying, the credit card has been cut. Now, I don't know the whole money situation. I know it's in the about to be in the trillions or trillions of dollars for what we sent to Ukraine. We send billions to Ukraine for a war that has not been settled. Again, I talked about this the other day when Russia, a lot of people say, well, Russia's going to attack America. Russia couldn't take over a little country like Ukraine. How can it take over a country that's a military power like America? This shows America, hey, we're set. If they come and say, we will attack you and we will take over your country, Trump will be with the button, huh? What? Huh? I'm just making points right here, ladies and gentlemen. But Donald Trump said, look, now they're ready to negotiate. Why? Because there's a new leader in town. There's a new person at the table saying, look, you do this, or we cut off supplies. See, America got that power. Russia cannot survive without America either. See, a lot of people don't realize that. I think America can supply without Russia, but Russia can't supply without America. They can't do what they're doing right now. But now this all of a sudden again, Zelensky's ready for a deal. His money's run out. And he knows he can't buffalo Donald Trump. He can't tell Donald Trump, we need F-15s and we need this. You need to give me the cash to buy them. He can't do that. Donald Trump's going to, hey, show me where you need this stuff. Donald Trump's going to ask for receipts. See, Biden will just give Zelenskyy a blank check. And I'm glad this is happening. Look, I hope the war in Ukraine does end, okay? Like I said, I feel sorry for the people on both sides. I feel sorry for the Russian people, and I feel sorry for the people that are in Ukraine. Yes, they lost soldiers on both sides, but think about 800,000 men lost their lives. I don't think Russia lets women fight. That's 800,000 families that are involved with that on a meaningless war. And look, I understand Biden was trying to make Ukraine part of NATO, which was against the treaty, by the way. But again, Biden didn't care because I to this day, I will tell you, I think Zelenskyy had something on Joe Biden. They had to be. For him to go ahead and keep asking for money when the American citizens were telling him don't, and he kept on doing it. Congress cut it off, but he still found ways to send money to Ukraine. I'm glad that the war is probably going to end. But think about this too, okay, on this point. Biden was in office for 4 years. Now, before Biden, there was no wars. We didn't have no conflicts. We still had Afghanistan and all that, but there was no new wars. We were essentially at peace. The Middle East was calmed under Donald Trump. Biden got in there for 4 years. Russia invaded Ukraine. Taiwan was under the threat of China. October 7 happened in Israel. And we just had chaos all over the Middle East and in Europe. Since Donald Trump before Donald Trump has taken office, let's just say this, on January 19th, the hostages are released and a peace deal was made, and Biden's people credit Trump's people for doing it. Biden was like, "Oh, me and my administration, whatever." He took the credit, but even Biden's people said, "Look, it was Trump's people that helped us out." So before Trump even was sworn in as the president of the United States, he got the deal done with Israel and Hamas, and now he's about to broker a deal with Zelenskyy and Putin. This shows the competency of President Donald Trump, and it shows the complacency of. I hope I'm saying. I hope I mean the right word. So I'm trying to use big fancy words. Ooh. But this shows the lack of leadership that Biden had. Donald Trump's been in there for 4 days. He's about to end 2 wars. Biden was in there for 4 years. He fought October 7th was over a year and a couple of months ago. And you're telling me Biden could not do what Donald Trump's doing? It's the same thing with the border. The Border Patrol agents have been saying, "Look, we're happy. We're protecting the border now." And Biden, "We cannot close the border. I can't do anything," until 6 months before the election to make himself look good, of course. Donald Trump gets in there and look, the numbers are going down. Yes, it's simple. It's 4 days. Yeah, we don't have a whole year to look at it, but people are saying things are getting better. Trump is doing things. But Zelensky's ready. Now he's ready to talk. He's ready to go ahead and he's ready to end the war. Also, what's happening today, President Trump is visiting storm-battered towns threatened badly by Dems in first domestic trip that he's going to South Carolina. He mentioned this in the interview yesterday, going to North Carolina, then he's going to California, and he said this about FEMA last night. This is a whole different topic, but talking about getting things done. He said FEMA has been doing their job for the last 4 years. Come on, you're telling us we didn't have money, talking about Ukraine and everything. We didn't have money to support our own people. We had money to send to Ukraine. It's sad. And Donald Trump is cleaning up house, and I'm glad he's cleaning up house. I'm glad that he's trying to get things done. All right, let's move on. More than 400 illegal immigrants arrested in first few days of Trump's administration. This is from the Daily Wire. The arrests include those with criminal histories of sexual assault, drugs, and burglary. More than 460 illegal immigrants were arrested in the first 33 hours of Trump's administration, including those with criminal history. Between midnight on January 21st and 9 a.m. on January 22nd, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, arrested more than 460 illegal immigrants. Fox News Digital reported amongst the arrests included those with criminal histories, sexual assault, domestic violence, robbery, burglary, aggressive assault, and those with drug and weapon offenses. These arrests come from a large array of countries, including Afghanistan, Angola, Brazil, Colombia, Dominican Republic, El Salvador, Guatemala, Mexico, Venezuela, and there's several countries, almost 10 countries here. Oh, it's only illegal immigrants from Mexico. No, there was a lot more. I tell you, there's a bigger threat of something happening in this country now because of that open border and because of that baboon that was in office before Trump. Just saying. I don't want to disrespect President Biden like that, but I'm just saying. The illegal immigrants were arrested across the country, including California, Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Minnesota, and Utah. In addition to the arrests, ICE issues more than 420 detainees a request from ICE to be notified when the illegal immigrants is released from custody. In the past, these deterrents, correction, I said detainees, deterrents, often have been ignored by sanctuary cities who announced they will defy federal law and protect illegal immigrants from deportation. That's sad. These sanctuary cities, these people that are supposed to care for Americans, are going to care more about illegal immigrants, non-citizens of our country, more than the citizens of this country. And this is a good thing. 460 individuals already arrested. Now, that ain't the only thing yet. Fox News had the opportunity to go with ICE agents, and they took video of it, and this was published about 21 hours ago, so a little probably early Thursday morning. First images of ICE mass deportation efforts shows arrests of MS-13 gang members, murder suspects. Fox News embedded exclusively with ICE in Boston as the agency target dangerous criminal aliens, including MS-13 gang members and murder suspects, as part of the mass deportation effort under President Donald Trump. And look, I said I caught a little bit of the Sean Hannity interview yesterday. This is something they talked about. President Trump said it. The border was wide open. People could come in whenever, and the countries were emptying their prisons. They were emptying their mental asylums. They were sending us their criminals and crazy people. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just being honest. I'm just being dead honest with you guys. Well, our crime rate is low. Yeah, because you're sending all the criminals to the United States. If somebody wanted to come to the United States, you just had to commit a crime and tell them, hey, if you don't want me to be here, send me to the United States. All these people that were coming over, majority of them, not all of them, we got to give you that point too, because the liberals do make a good point on it. Not all the people that are coming over are criminals. But at the same time, yes, they are, because they're breaking our immigration laws. They're not doing it legally. There is some people that have families that are like, well, we can't survive and we can't afford the immigration process. Let's just go over there and let's hope they don't catch us. They're trying to come back for a better life. But these countries, majority of them saw, hey, we can go ahead and get away with this. So let's get away with it. Let's go ahead and just, let's try at least. And guess what? Under Biden, it worked. Come on, all these people are drug lords and killers and the people that they caught so far are murderers and rapists. What Donald Trump said. Remember his first term. And look, the left, you're being racist, you're being homophobic, you're doing this, you're doing that. They blame them for everything, and I'm just being honest with you. Like I said, most of these people are dangerous. But did our federal government under the Biden administration care? No. Because apparently they believe in like the euro, and we already proved that euro don't work. But I'm glad. Look, these people are getting arrested. Now, I did see this. Fox News witness ICE Boston make 8 arrests, including multiple MS-13 Interpol red notices, murder and rape suspect, and a violent Haitian gang member with 18 convictions in the recent years, who told our cameras that he ain't going back to Haiti, and F Trump and Biden forever. Oh, you really think who they liked? They like Biden. You know why? Because Biden let him come in. A man that has 18 convictions should have been sent back to Haiti a long time ago. I promise you, under this administration, he ain't getting back in. Just being honest. But F Trump and Biden forever. Look, in Donald Trump's border czar is doing his job. He's doing way better than Kamala Harris did. Remember, Kamala Harris went to the border, I think maybe twice. First time when she became border czar, she went all the way to El Paso when the border crossings weren't that bad. Then she went back for a good campaign photo, and she didn't even stay long. She talked to 1 or 2 ICE agents. Who really cared about the border? And look, Donald Trump's been on this for a while, yeah. This is part of Donald Trump's first message. And it's showing that what Donald Trump did worked. And Biden could have done this. Biden could have went ahead and did what Donald Trump's doing, and he could have been praised for the American people. But either he was a fool and didn't want to do. He was a fool and didn't think it would work, or he did it on purpose. And I think he did it on purpose. Look, I'm just being honest with you. He was either ignorant or stupid or both. I'm more leaning towards the both. All right, let's move on. House Republicans to launch panel probing partisan January 6th committee. This is from Breitbart. And Breitbart wrote this article. As you know, all of the January 6th committee members were pardoned because of President Joe Biden. President Joe Biden, again, when he pardoned them on Monday, said, this is just in case Donald Trump goes after his political rivals. Not to mention they did when they were in office. Look, I don't care what people say about Donald Trump or President Joe Biden and your thoughts. President Joe Biden went after Donald Trump because he was trying to keep him out of the White House. Isaac, Alvin Bragg and Fannie Willis didn't have nothing to do with the federal government. They even had a special prosecutor so they wouldn't be in charge. You're really telling me that Donald Trump, that President Joe Biden did not tell Merrick Garland, his AG, hey, look, find any dirt you can get on Donald Trump so I can use in the election. And Merrick Garland, that does not like Donald Trump because, remember, he was trying to become the Supreme Court justice before Obama got out of office, and the Republicans stopped him from being on the Supreme Court. Thank the Lord they did that. Because I think at the time we got Neil Gorsuch. But, ladies and gentlemen, Merrick Garland has a beef with Republicans. And guess what? He had that beef, and guess what? He was trying to find something on Donald Trump. And I'm glad they were unsuccessful. All their legal tactics were wrong. But it would not surprise me to go after Donald Trump in the next 4 years after he gets out of office again. Also goes to the point, too, a lot of people ask, why didn't President Biden pardon himself? He pardoned all his family. Why didn't he pardon himself? Because he thinks he has full immunity. I'm making that point right there. There's a reason why he didn't. See, all presidents are not above the law, but he thinks he's above the law. Anyway, going back to this though, but all the January 6th committee was pardoned by Donald Trump. This is by Joe Biden. This is including 2 Republicans, Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger. And the only reason they were on that committee was not because people wanted to be bipartisan. They wanted 2 Republicans that would convict Donald Trump. Because when who was it? It was Jim Comey, I think it is, who was the lead of the Republicans at the time, said, you know what? We're going to go ahead and send these certain Republicans in there. And they told him no. You remember that? They said, oh, no, not Jim Jordan, not James Comey, not this one, not that one. Well, why? Well, they're going to defend Donald Trump. Well, ain't that what this panel's supposed to do? Ain't there supposed to be bipartisan that they had to look at this? This is why the House Republicans are looking into this. They had partisanship to this. And look, they can't indict these people because apparently the pardon says, hey, they can't do it. But we can let the truth out. And also, you got to remember, because they're pardoned, they can't plead the fifth no more. They lose that right. Also, we got to ask the question, where's all the files? Oh, they got deleted by accident. Whoops. No, why they whoops? Because they shaped this. They made it look like Donald Trump was at fault for this, and Donald Trump was not at fault for this. Now, I know I have some friends that would disagree with me on it. Oh, yeah, Donald Trump went there and it was inciting violence and wanted them to run the Capitol. No, there's no proof of that. Donald Trump was not convicted of insurrection. And when Jack Smith asked about it, well, we probably could have done that, but we didn't think it was we didn't think it was possible. Jack Smith even said that they didn't need there was no need for insurrection. Jack Smith couldn't find it. Nobody could find it. Donald Trump was not an insurrectionist. And also a lot of people talking about this, the January 6th pardons. I can't believe he pardoned 1,500 people. Well, can you believe that Biden pardoned all his family and these people on the January 6th committee? But there were some people that went in the Capitol and they were bringing destruction. And those people, in my opinion, the ones that were trying to destroy stuff should be prosecuted. But the ones that went in there just following the crowd, no, they shouldn't be convicted. They shouldn't have to go into jail. See, that's the whole issue too. You lump in a whole bunch of people into one group, and you're trying to put them all to jail. And that was the other thing too. I think the reason Donald Trump pardoned all these people, just on a different note, of the January 6ers, because things that should have maybe got them community service were landing them in jail. And these people were political prisoners, or hostages, as Donald Trump would say. Some of them were going to jail for years, where murderers don't even go to jail for years sometimes. Their sentence was longer than major criminals. That's why Donald Trump pardoned them. And look, Donald Trump said it. We're looking at some of them. But anyway, going back to the panel, I know that's all about January 6th, but the House Republicans are setting up this panel. It will be chaired by Barry Loudermilk, a Republican from Georgia, under the House Judiciary Committee. House Speaker Michael Johnson said in a press release obtained by Breitbart, the House Republicans are proud of our work so far in exposing the false narratives peddled by politically motivated January Select Committee during the 117th Congress, but there is still more work that has to be done. The Federalist, Millie Hemingway reported on the subcommittee lineup inquiry. Loudermilk, led by previously affected as the chair of Administration Oversight Subcommittee, that subcommittee released and published 40,000 hours of security footage from January 6th, uncovered interviews suppressed by Cheney's committee that disputed her made-for-TV allegations, and referred Cheney for prosecution over her tampering with star witnessing Cassidy Hutchinson, a low-level Trump aide, began dramatically changing her story after Collison's cooperation with the federal Republican Representative Cheney, who was hand-selected by former Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi to run the committee, and his televised show trial accepted a pardon for her alleged witness tampering and other crimes that she may have committed. That's just a few. It's a long statement. I'm not going to go ahead and read it all, but yeah, they're going to go ahead and look at these people. And before Biden pardoned the members of the committee, Loudermilk released a report that stated it negotiated or neglected or withheld evidence from its final report and deleted voluminous records it should have preserved. So these people, yes, they're pardoned. They're probably not going to get charged. But the truth is finally going to come out about the Democrats and these two Republicans that were partisans. They were pardons. They wanted Donald Trump to get out. This was not a bipartisan issue. This was a partisan issue. These people hated Donald Trump. Liz Cheney and Adam Kinslinger hated them because of Donald Trump, because of what happened on January 6th. And in their mind, Donald Trump was at fault for this. So any way possible, by hook or crook, they were going to go ahead and convict Donald Trump or make the American people look like, hey, they're that he did this. Now, this is the sad thing too, okay? I want to make this point right here. Adam Kinslinger and Liz Cheney. Look, let's just throw the whole left-leaning Democrat Party in there. It's sad. They would rather stop Donald Trump from being in the White House and letting a man that was not capable of being president for the next 4 years stay in office and ruin our country, then try to find somebody else to run or allow Donald Trump to come back and fix. Look, under the Donald Trump administration, look, before January 6th and all that, Liz Cheney and, well, the whole election cycle of 2020, Liz Cheney, Adam Kinslinger, all the Republicans loved Donald Trump to some extent. The first 2 years they did. When Donald Trump took over the, I think it was the Senate or whatever, all of a sudden they started liking Donald Trump. And a lot of Republicans will tell you, oh, under the first administration of Trump, we did real good. And a lot of people were still trying to sabotage Donald Trump and get their will in there. But they knew if Donald Trump would get there in there a second time, it would be in trouble. And I think this is why they rather have an old fart in there that would ruin the country than a man they hated in there. And they didn't look at all the facts. They hid evidence. They deleted evidence. And I'm glad. Look, it's time for the Republicans to expose this. And look, I'm not asking for them to go to jail. I'm just asking for the public to know what's going on, and they need to know what's going on, in my humble opinion. And we're gonna follow this. The House Republicans to launch this panel to look into the January 6th committee. It needs to be done. Yeah, but Isaac, they can't go to jail. Yeah, but if they get exposed, like Liz Cheney, I don't think Liz Cheney will win for dog catcher. Adam Sinslinger ain't worried about running for office. He got a nice, cozy job at CNN, all because of this committee. So we have to wait and see. Before I continue, I want to go ahead and let the ladies of Rumble know. This is Amber May, our own Wendy Wild, who moderates the chat for us here, and Kelly Swartz from Two Mics Live. They launched their Women of Rumble video show yesterday, and it was a smashing hit. When I saw it, they had a lot of people watching, and I didn't watch the whole episode. I was in bed, and I was getting ready for the day and watching, spending time with the wife and watching TV a little bit and all that good stuff. But they did a real good job. They had a lot of people watching, and it was on Two Mics Live, and it was on Amber May. So guys, go check out the Amber May show. Go check out Two Mics Live, and when they release those episodes, go ahead and watch them. Hey, look, there are a lot of people that talk on these shows. That we are male. We are the talk show arena, I guess you could say, is male dominant. But hey, look, let the women step in. They got some good opinions. Now, all you people that are on the left, oh, y'all don't give women a chance. Yeah, women can start a show. Look, Amber May is a perfect example of it. Amber May is a well-accomplished journalist. She hit the ground running. She started podcasting way before us. So hey, shout out to them, the women of Rumble though. Great job last night, guys. With what I saw, and again, our own Wendy Wild was in there. So Wendy, welcome to the podcast scene. We love to have you. So go ahead and check out all them shows, and also give a shout out to Whitney. Whitney, again, a good job last night. All right, so let's continue on with our stories. Netanyahu defends Musk after AOC and left media smear him as a Nazi. Now, before I talk about Netanyahu defending Musk, we have to talk about what happened. Now, I didn't talk about this when it happened. I didn't know about it until after Inauguration Day, but before Donald Trump got into Capital One Arena, they had a couple of speakers. All these speakers went talk before Trump while Trump was doing his ceremonial stuff for the inauguration, and Elon Musk was talking to the crowd. He said, "My heart goes out to you. I'm giving you context of what's going on," and he put his hand on his chart and shot his heart out, and he did like this. Okay, if you're watching, his hand was like this. Now, I'm a studier of history. I study history, and the Nazi symbol is flat like this. Okay, it's not like this. It's like this. Well, when Musk did this, the left went crazy. Now, ignore the context. Look, I get this all the time in my line of work with politics and in ministry. I get this on both levels. I'm about to explain to you why. You will get people that will see something and ignore everything else around it. Spiritually and ministry-wise, I get this with the Bible all the time. People will go ahead and say, didn't the Bible say this, this, and this? And forget the whole narrative around the scripture or the whole context of the scripture. They don't read all the points. I'm going to use a prime example. I am talking with somebody on YouTube right now, and they're trying to defend a position they have. And they sent me one scripture. When I went and look at that, because I always do, when I'm in a debate, all right, let's open up the Bible and let's see what the Bible says. He pulls out one scripture that it proved his point, but if you read the whole context or the whole chapter, that one scripture is not adding to his point. It is taken away from his point. And this is what this incident with Elon Musk has happened. They saw Elon Musk taking his hand, putting it on his heart. They forgot that part, and when he did like this, they took the picture. Oh, Elon Musk is a Nazi. Oh, this proves that Donald Trump is pushing Nazism. Oh, Donald Trump's going to be a dictator because of Elon Musk doing the Nazi symbol. Now, again, they forgot the whole context of what was going on. Elon Musk was saying, look, I'm happy for you guys, and my heart goes out to you. And he just did like this. He was like throwing his heart out to the crowd. But according to AOC and several other left-leaning individuals, oh, he's a Nazi. He's throwing a Nazi sign out there. Now, it's funny. And somebody, I'm trying to, I think it's Coffee Guy 76 from TikTok, met him through the Chunky Cajun. And I subscribed to him, and he made a good point on this. These people that are crying that Elon Musk is a Nazi, he's throwing Nazi symbols out there, are the same people that are championing the Palestinian movement. You know, hey, from dawn to Red Sea, whatever the saying is, or the Palestinians that are endorsing terrorism, like Hamas and Hezbollah and all these other people. They're chanting, free Palestine. AOC is one of them. Free Palestine. We need Palestine as a free state. Yeah. But she's the first one. He's a Nazi. And like Coffee Guy said, the people that are doing Nazistic acts, they're getting praise. Terrorists are terrorizing people. That's why they call terrorists. The Nazis terrorize people. But we're not going to talk about those people. We're going to talk about Elon Musk throwing up a signal, a hand, which is clearly not the Nazi symbol. But people on the left, they have to accuse Donald Trump of being a dictator. They have to accuse Donald Trump of being a Nazi. They have to prove their point. So Elon Musk doing this, it went into an uproar. Now, the people that would know if Elon Musk is a Nazi and somebody that should be worried about is Israel. And their prime minister has come and defended Elon Musk. This was on Thursday. And let's see. Alexander Cortez said, I don't care what Elon Musk is doing behind the presidency in this country. We hate Nazis. And of course, she said something like that. Netanyahu responded to the allegations by saying that Musk was being falsely smeared. Elon is a great friend of Israel, he said. He visited Israel after October 7 massacre, in which Hamas terrorists committed the worst anarchy against the Jewish people since the Holocaust. He has since reportedly and forcefully supported Israel's right to defend itself against genocidal terrorists and regimes who seek to annihilate the one and only Jewish state. He continued, I thank him for this. Even the left-wing Anti-Defame League, ADL, defended Musk over the allegation. It seems that Elon Musk made an awkward gesture in a moment of enthusiasm, not a Nazi symbol, but again, we appreciate that the people are on the edge. They said in this moment, all sides should give one another a bit of grace, perhaps even the benefit of the doubt, and take a breath. This is a new beginning. Let's hope for healing and work towards unity in the months and years ahead. Jewish prime minister and people, the Anti-Defaming League, whatever they are, defended Musk. But AOC, I don't care what he's doing behind the presidency. He's a Nazi, and we're not going to endure Nazism. They said it was a Nazi. And also, this is another thing, too. Okay, if Elon Musk was a Nazi, the Nazis hated the Jewish people. Why is Elon Musk helping the Jewish state? Huh? See, this is all to fuel the narrative that Donald Trump's an evil, bad, orange man, and he shouldn't be part of this administration. All right, let's move on. Got a lot of stories I want to get to. GOP senator who backed Biden's nomination became the first Republican to oppose Pete Hegseth. Now, this is from Daily Caller, and the first Republican senator to go ahead and say she would not vote for Pete Hegseth is Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski. Now, this does not surprise me. Lisa Murkowski is one of them rhinos. She should be really a Democrat, but she knows if she puts her name, if she put a D behind her name, she would not win for senator in Alaska. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think she should have won senator the last time. Alaska's state laws for the elections is just crazy. But she said she can't vote for Pete Hegseth. The reason she can't vote for Pete Hegseth is that she just don't like his character. Things about him are wrong. And I'm paraphrasing, but let me see how this although he has recently reversed his statements on women in combat since being nominated, I remain concerned about the message that confirming Mr. Hegseth sends to women currently serving in these aspiring to join. Women have served in our nation with distinct, overcoming remorse, obstruction to exalt in combat and leadership roles, and they deserve to know that their leaders honor and value their commitment to our union, Lisa Murkowski wrote on Tuesday's post on X. While the allegations of sexual assault, which have been proven false, see, she don't mention that, and excessive drinking do nothing to quiet my concerns. Everybody in Congress drinks. The past behaviors of Mr. Hegseth has admitted to, including infidelity on multiple occasions. Now, see, again, okay, if that's the case, every man in Congress is probably going to have to resign because they cheated on their wives. Some of them, not all of them. We're going to say some, not all. Demonstrates the lack of judgment that is becoming of someone who would lead our armed forces. These behaviors starkly contrast the values and disciplines explain of a serviceman. Men and women in uniform are held accountable for such actions, and they deserve leaders who uphold those same standards. And she goes on and talks about how she believes the character of the Secretary of State and all this stuff. It's funny how she's having an excuse for this. Man, I said this, Republicans need to go ahead and get their act together. Pete Hegseth is probably the most controversial figure for the nomination. I'll give him that. But the issue with Pete Hegseth is this for Republicans. All you Republicans that voted for Lloyd Austin, that did a crappy job and was not qualified to be the Secretary of Defense, you voted for him. Now you're not, you trusted Biden would pick the right people. And you're not going to vote for Pete Hegseth? You're not going to trust your current president of the United States, which is part of your same party? Ladies and gentlemen, Lisa Murkowski is doing this because she's a Democrat in Republican clothing. That's it. She has proven that. Okay? She every time the Republicans needed her to step up, she has not stepped up. And for her to come on and say, well, I don't like his character, I don't like this, I don't like that. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Look, I'm probably, ladies, please don't get mad at me. But I don't think women should be in combat. I don't think that at all. Look, I have a little sister that's in law enforcement. They're cops. Okay, I understand that. But as for sending women off to war, and this is a whole thing too. Okay, if they were separate the women, okay, but they're putting men and women together, do you honestly think nothing's going to happen? Hey guys, hey, we got 9 men in this barracks. We're going to put one woman. You really don't think something's going to happen? Either a man or a woman's going to do something in them barracks? I'm just being honest with you. Don't, Isaac, you're being sexist. No, I'm just being honest. I don't believe women should be in combat. But according to Lisa Murkowski, that's wrong. Now, I would ask Lisa Murkowski this. Would you want your daughter in combat? And she'd probably give up a political answer. Well, if it would help her out, whatever. But John Thone needs to get ahead of this. He needs to say, look, you need to stop. All right, moving on. Featherman is still a Democrat, guys. Pro-life pounce on Featherman for opposing Born Alive Abortion Survival Protection Act. He went ahead, and this bill was to protect children that survived abortions. Because apparently Democrats think if you survive an abortion, you should still be aborted. And this bill came out, and it did not pass the Senate, unfortunately. This is something that should have passed the Senate. But John Featherman was one of them that voted to block this Born Alive Abortion Survival Protection Act. And his reason was because he says, I've always stood on the side of Roe and women's rights to make her own health care choices. He needs to stop. Because if it's a survived abortion, the baby come out, that's no longer part of that woman's body. Think about this, okay? I'm on the side of Roe and women's rights to make choices of their own healthcare choices. Not if the baby's born. If the baby is born, all of a sudden, that becomes that baby's health issue, not the mother's. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm just thinking about. I've been watching House, the whole series that was on Fox. I never seen it before, and I'm interested. But they had one episode, and I was making my blood boil because the main character, and I can't think of the actor's name, but Gregory House, the that he was portraying, they had a woman that wanted to save her baby, and he kept on calling it a fetus. It's a clump of cells. It's a clump of cells, and it was interesting. In that point, he had to do an operation where they had to. I forgot. It was something with the baby. And the baby touched his finger. And at the end of the show, he called it a baby. And they said, oh, you changed your narrative. It's not a fetus no more. It's a baby. I think this is how a lot of Democrats act. They don't want to call it a baby because they call it a baby. That means it's a life. So they'd rather call it a fetus. See, let's just change the name. Which fetus means unborn child in Latin, if I'm not mistaken. But let's change the name. So we don't have to think it's a living life. And it is a living life, ladies and gentlemen. And Featherman, look, I've been praising Featherman for the last couple of days. I said he's the next Joe Manchin of the Senate. And he's been throwing a lot of wrenches into the Democratic agenda. But at the end of the day, he's still a Democrat. And look, we should not put our whole trust in him. I had to look, reading this, I'm like, oh. He says he supports healthcare choices of women, not if the baby's born. It's absurd to mandate criminalize because of these choices. No. If a baby survived, that means it came out the womb alive. So just leave it there and let it die. Any bill that does so, including a Born Alive Survival Protection Act, is a no for me. Featherman declared in a post on X. It was a party line vote, 52-47. 52 Republicans and 45 Democrats, and the 2 independent senators who aligned with the Democratic caucus voted to block this bill. And like I said, the protectors said, hey, if a baby's born from a failed abortion, we need to it is supposed to be law for them to take care of it. But not according to the Democrats. Hey, let's just kill it. And look, at the end of the day, this shows the heart of the Democrat Party. They don't have one. That's what I'm saying. They show the heart. Let's see your heart. You don't have one. The Democrat Party does not have a heart. For them to block this bill is sad. It's the same thing, and look, I don't think I put it in here, but it's the same thing with the Lincoln Riley Act. Chris Cuomo, who I don't agree with too much, had on Cory Booker and several other Democrats and asked them, how do you not support this bill? Well, you see, it's stopping illegal immigration. They couldn't defend themselves. And this is a left-leaning journalist that's asking this question. Hey, how can you not vote for this? Well, we didn't like the things that were added to the bill. No, y'all don't care if it's criminals coming across the border. Y'all just want that. Y'all just want it to happen. Y'all just want legal immigration for some odd reason. And this is Democrats. I'm sorry. This is some Democrats are just heartless. But John Featherman, again, guys, look, like I said, I praise. I'm going to give him praise when he needs it, but also going to criticize John Featherman. John Featherman should have voted for this bill. Now, his one vote wouldn't have mattered, but Democrats are Democrats. And it shows the heart of the Democrats. They don't have one. All right. This announcement happened right after, I think, or a couple of days after I made the point on the video. And I'm not going to say that Donald Trump listened to this show and, we're going to do it. But Donald Trump went ahead and pardoned the 23 pro-lifers targeted by the Biden DOJ. Donald Trump made the quote, they should not have been prosecuted. And this is correct. If you remember I'll say a couple of months ago, there were 23 pro-life activists that went to an abortion clinic, and they held up signs and they were protesting. They didn't break nothing. Nothing was destroyed. They went ahead and they just they protested. They went ahead and they just, they voiced their opinion. They sung some hymns. They prayed a little while, and nobody charged them. No, the state didn't charge him. The county didn't charge him. The town didn't charge. Nobody charged him. You know who went and put him in prison? the Joe Biden Justice Department. We just talked about abortion a few minutes ago, how they want to kill babies that have survived abortions. Now they just want to take away people that are talking freely and opposing it. And Donald Trump signed it and said they should not have been prosecuted as he signed the document, as he signed the order. Many of them are elderly. They should not have been prosecuted. This is a great honor to sign this. So Donald Trump said, yes, look, let's take them out of jail for their free speech. And this needed to be done. Look, one of these people were, I think, an 87-year-old grandmother that went to jail. Now, this is ironic to me, okay? Robert Hurd, the special prosecutor, said, hey, look, we're not going to prosecute the president because he isn't capable of standing trial. While they're saying that Biden, the 82-year-old man that has free health care for the rest of his life and has the highest standard of health care and health, apparently, couldn't go to jail or couldn't be prosecuted. He was too old. But Joe Biden, in the same breath, is going to go ahead and send a 87-year-old woman to jail. Isn't that ironic? But I'm glad Donald Trump went ahead and freed these people. They went ahead and freed these 23 individuals that were that were executing their constitutional right in free speech. They went there. They weren't there to destroy none. They were peacefully protesting. And guess what? They went ahead and they put him in jail. All right, let's move on. Trump misrepresented Hunter Biden's laptop letter. John Boehner complains after losing his security clearance. So this is part of an executive order that Donald Trump signed that 51 of the former CIA employees and let's see, I'm trying to make sure. But 51 individuals that used to work at the CIA, let's just say it like that, said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian disinformation. You remember that? All this stories started coming out. These intel officials come out and say, well, look, this is Russian information. There's no truth there. I don't know if they looked at the computer. They just, this is Russian information. But apparently they kept security clearances where they could see stuff. And Trump on Tuesday revoked it. Now, John Brennan says Donald Trump he misread or he misrepresented the letter that we wrote. No, he didn't. You guys are trying to help Hunter. Guys are trying to help Joe Biden win an election. That's what it is. Okay, and look, this is part of the deep state. These are people that they didn't want Donald Trump to win. And guys, I know I'm going a little long. If you need to go to handy, go ahead. But we'll be there in a few minutes. Just got one more story after this. Thank you guys that are staying and hanging out with me. Just wanted to bring that out. I know I'm over. But anyway, Donald Trump revoked the security clearance of these 51 former intel officers. And John Brennan is like, he misrepresented. No, he did not misrepresent it. You were trying to help Joe Biden win an election. You were trying to suppress a story. That was a legit story. Now, it was dumb for Hunter Biden to go bring a laptop to a computer guy and forgot where he brought it. Like father, like son, forgetful. But you're telling me that these people, this is Russia disinformation. No, it wasn't. And the social media, this letter and all that, the social media used this letter to say that this was false information. And guess what? They were false. This was a true story. But not to make Biden look bad, guess what? They went ahead and signed this letter. Somebody called in a favor. And it's right. If these people are going to do this for Joe Biden and still have a security clearance, what they're going to do under Trump if Trump let them keep their security clearance? He should revoke all their security clearance, and I'm glad he did. This is retribution because they didn't fall in line with Trump. No, this is these people openly lied about this laptop. Remember, we were the ones that were lying. We were the ones that couldn't say nothing about the laptop because we were spreading false information while they publicly lied in this letter. He didn't misrepresent nothing. But you see, this is all, they have to say this because Oh, well, Donald Trump's going to come after us and this and this. It's fitting their agenda. They're trying to make Donald Trump look bad, but it's not making him look bad. The American people knew that this was wrong. All right, one more story, guys, and this ain't nothing to do with politics, but it does involve our everyday life. If you have Netflix, which I'm be honest with you, I am on the verge of getting rid of my Netflix account. You know why? Several years ago, I've been having my Netflix account for probably over 15 years. It's been a long time. And my Netflix account, when I first got it, well, me and my brother wanted to watch a movie on there, and we just got internet. This is when the digital age was coming out, and Netflix. Remember, Netflix used to do the discs, and you could rent the discs. Well, the app just came out, and we was like, we don't want to go get no. I remember the days of Blockbuster when you had to go to the store, get the videotape. Yes, I'm that old. Get the videotape, watch it for a day, and bring it back home. Bring it back the next day. It was like $2. And the reason we did that is because we didn't want to go buy it. We wanted to watch it before we bought it. Because 9 out of 10 we were watching, it's a good show. Let's go get it. And then we'd have that show if we want to watch later on. But Redbox, I remember Redbox going to get DVDs and do the same thing. But when Netflix came out, it really put Redbox and Blockbuster and all these big stores videotape, just put them in the ground, especially with the streaming services. And one of the things that you would get with Netflix, you would watch the show and it wouldn't be no commercials. Remember, you could watch a show on TV sometimes, but Netflix. I remember when Netflix first came out, I think it was like $5, $4, maybe $4 or $5. It wasn't high at all. And I've noticed over the years, especially the last 2 years, Netflix has been raising their prices a lot. Especially where it's getting to the point now that I'm paying for a service that I have to pay for ads. And look, this really bugs me. Okay, this is look with Peacock, with Hulu. We got rid of Disney finally. But all our streaming services right now that we got, Paramount Plus, Prime, we pay $7, $8, give or take, each streaming service, and you have ads on it. Now, remember, this is one of my whole things, too. If I'm paying for something, why am I paying for ads? Okay, if you want ads on your platform, offer a free service. Netflix offer a free account and say, look, due to the free account, to pay for this, you have to pay for ads. No, they're double dipping. And I think that's wrong. I honestly think it's wrong. If you're paying for a service, you shouldn't have no ads on your service. YouTube does it. Rumble does it. If you pay for premium packages, you don't get no ads. I'm waiting for that to change too. But Netflix and Hulu and all these people, they're and look, remember, this is why a lot of people were cutting the cord. They didn't want no ads, so they cut the cord. They cut cable. Now all of a sudden, these advertisers, knowing they're losing money because they can't get people to watch, we're going to go to these streaming services and we're going to offer ads. But again, Netflix is raising subscription prices, all because of squad games, NFL games, and the Paul Tyson fight. So apparently, Netflix had great success with their live streams. Now the Tyson fight, I watched. I had Netflix, but even that, I heard my wife told me this the other day. If you're a Netflix subscriber and you got the lowest package, you can't watch the original shows no more. Ain't that what I'm paying for? Come on, Netflix. Do a better job. I know I'm going long, guys, and I'm sorry. I just have a lot to talk about. But the prices are going up. They're going up $1 from their lower package. The big package where you won't see no ads all of a sudden is $25. $25 a month. Look, if you're super rich, you're fine. But again, ladies and gentlemen, to pay for no ads, you have to pay almost $30. And you know what? Now because of live streaming and because of all these live stuff, now we got to raise the prices more because y'all like Netflix. And like I said, me and my wife, we're really considering getting rid of Netflix because some of the original stuff they have, like, look, I like the movie Outer Banks. Real good show. I won't be able to watch it no more. If I can't watch it, well, guess what? I'm going to get rid of it because that's one of the whole reasons I'm watching. But this is the whole thing about Netflix, too. It's like Netflix ain't listening to their audience. None of the streaming services are listening to their audience. They're like, look, we don't want ads. Oh, you got to pay more not to get ads. But we don't want that. See, it's the same thing with sharing. Okay, I understand with different households, but if somebody's paying a bill and you offer them 5 accounts, why does it care where it's at? Oh, no, well, you see, they're worried about money. At the end of the day, it's about the bottom line. I understand that. You have to make money. But at the end of the day, I shouldn't have to pay for ads. But now you're raising the price and still getting the ad money. You're double dipping. This is wrong. This is wrong. And look, I don't understand. And look, even us here in Louisiana, it's worse now. We got to pay 10% taxes on this because our governor, who's a Republican, in our legislation that is also supposed to be Republican, added this to a tax cut bill. Oh, we can't get money here, so we can get money here. And look, this is the whole thing, too. Okay, the reason Netflix is doing this is because people are heavily dependent on streaming services now. All right, back in the day when people had DVDs and didn't care about Netflix had to bring their prices down. But go into Walmart and look at the DVD section. It's almost non-existent. It's non-existent in my local Target. I remember when Target first opened up, I could go in there and it was like three aisles of DVDs. Now, if I see one, it's rare. Barnes & Noble back in the day, when I used to go to Barnes & Noble, that was the only reason. I didn't go for books. I went for the DVDs. Now, their DVD section is still pretty big, but it was organized. Last time I went in, I couldn't find nothing. It was all disorganized. Same thing with the show FYI, for your information or whatever, that store in the mall. Their DVDs used to be legit, but now, DVDs are almost non-existent. Why? And this is why streaming service is doing this. People depend on streaming service to watch their movies. I do. Most of my DVDs are here at the studio. I haven't put a DVD in. My kids watched the Underdog DVD from Disney because I love the movie Underdog. It was a real good movie, in my opinion. It wasn't good for everybody, but my kids went and watch it. They couldn't find it on Disney Plus, and guess what? They found it on DVD and they watched it. That was the first DVD that went into my PlayStation console in a while. And look, I'm going to say it. I'm part of the problem too because I watch House, I watch series and stuff. Remember, you have to go buy whole DVDs. Is it convenient? But now these people are taking something that like Netflix and Hulu, they're taking convenience and they're making money off of it. And look, that's entrepreneurial. I understand capitalism and all that stuff. But I'm telling you, man, they need to slow down. But inflation, well, you should have got Donald Trump. You should have kept Donald Trump in office. Just saying. With that being said, guys, my rant for the day is over. Before I do roll out, I want to thank my good friend Scott Ford. Gave me a heartfelt shout out on his show the other day. And it made me almost tear up. I was crying. I'm giving plasma and I'm watching this. They're like, your arm's hurting, sir. Anyway, no, Scott's a good friend of mine. And he gave me a heartfelt shout out the other day. I'm going to do the same. Scott, I love you, my brother. And I know I pushed you to do this again. But you're real talented in what you do. And I want you to know that. I want all my audience to know that. Go check out the Scott Ford show. Scott's a real good friend of mine. And Scott, I love you, my brother. Thank you for the shout out. If you need, man, give me a holler. I'm going to help you grow your show. And I'm glad you're back. I love hearing cheers and good on you, boys and girls. I love your intro. So, Scott, love you, my brother. With that being said, everybody that's in the chat today, I love you guys. Thank you, Whitney, for stepping up and being part of the show. Glad you joined the team here. Thank you guys at Kelby and Joe's show and Primetime Media. Go ahead and check out the website, primetimemediala.com, and go check out our shows, the Kelby and Joe show, the Kelby Talk show, and the Isaac Hayes show. Love you guys. Thank you for letting me be part of Primetime Media. Until next time, you be blessed, guys. You be encouraged. To everybody that's listening, you have a great weekend. We will see you on Monday here on the Isaac Hayes Show. Please be careful out there. We love you guys. See you.